Many journalists don't ask to themselves the question, how can I tell the story in a different way? But once you are in the media with endless resources and face the competition, you have to take this question into account.
Pablo Gutierrez is an infographic journalist working as new narratives editor at Informacion.com. His position is quite new in the journalism industry, and it has everything to do with the deep changes that this sector has been through during the last years.
We understand that with the arrival of the Internet, news are not told the same way. Internet news differs from the ones told on the radio, newspapers, television, and even from those ones told at the beginning of the Internet era. Informacion.com was born with the goal of being a pioneer on the digital media, and being different from the competition. The publication is primarily based on two pillars. One is being at pace with technological advances, and the other is the production of what we have called news narratives. Since the beginning, we have worked a lot on the design of our website. We wanted a web with a lot of visuals, infographics, and multimedia. We understand that when we have multimedia resources at our disposal, we need to use them to report our stories. The goal of La Información has always been to be a really advanced digital publication and visually attractive to the readers.
Es como una chispa, se ha encendido. Todos nos hemos dado cuenta de que lo que estábamos esperando no era que nos dirigieran como ovejas, como corderos.
Yo me pregunto cómo había tanta gente sin escuchar a la sociedad.
The Square, the seed of Occupy movement, one of their multimedia projects from 2011, was the first documentary produced by a Spanish digital media and was nominated for a Goya.
The online revolution has brought a huge shift in people's minds in the sense that we think that everything is now free. Everybody assumes that information is cost zero, and of course that has caused such a brutal impact on the industry that we are now in this moment where everybody's trying to figure out how we're going to build a sustainable news industry for the future. One of the great consequences of the online change is that we can now measure exactly the success or the impact of a single piece of news. It could lead in 4 or 5 years to a situation where we don't publish anymore news which is not profitable.
I think the biggest challenge of the news media is to adapt to our audience. It means understanding what the reader wants as a content on our site. Here, the reader on the internet decides the who, the why, the when and the how of the news. On the other hand, on the printed versions, the audience is not able to decide what they want to read. First, we have to adapt our content to the audience. Second, to learn more about it. In this way, it is easier to customize our ads and not overwhelm the audience with tons of ads that do not have anything in common with the reader. And third, to adapt our news content to current devices platforms that readers are increasingly using. We have to be present where they want to see us.
Nobody knows what's going to happen in the next 5 years. My opinion is that a moment is going to come when the 10 or 15 biggest media corporations in the world are going to understand that the only way to stop this shift towards everything is free is forming an alliance and starting and establishing paywalls at the same time. I am pretty sure that despite all the fears for monopolistic behavior, we are going to see alliances to try to stop this evolution towards impoverished industry and layoffs, etc. That's the only solution I can see.
We are not an exception on the media industry crisis. Now, advertising earnings are going down and are getting even worse from the day we started. This situation will make our company to face 5 years of net loss instead of the planned 3 years.
With LaInformacion.com struggling financially, Layoffs are prevalent, and Pablo is now the only one left in his department.